Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Today is February 19th, and this is our second installment of the public flag scrub. I'm going to pass over the voice to Eddie, who is our host today.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for coming. This is round two. Hopefully we can, I think we got through close to 100 issues last time, which was awesome. I think we can power through a lot of these. I think we have some new folks joining us. So we'll do a screen share and we'll run through a bunch of these open issues, and then folks feel free to volunteer, step up, speak up. You know, there's gonna be a lot of good things for people to get involved in and take on. So let's do this. Okay. So first issue, real quick, it's the X509 one. And if everyone wants to follow along at home, it's probably quicker that way. Chat. So we'll just go through issue by issue. What do we got? Connect 30. Set up.
Hi, Eddie. So this is Sean.
Sean.
So I think this is part of a class of issues that we see on occasion where it's not really an issue with kube control as much as an issue of how the entire cluster and API server have been set up. I don't know for a fact about this, but this really feels like somebody set up their cluster API server in a way that was difficult for them to connect to. I'll be honest, issues like this I'll usually not address just because they don't feel like issues with kube control itself, mostly with the cluster setup. Does anybody else have any feelings on this or ideas?
I know there's some Kubernetes office hours today or coming up real soon. Maybe we suggest them to jump on that and close this one up, but I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think that let's not spend a lot of time on this class, but I really like your idea of moving them towards the correct forum.
Yeah, one of the things that we definitely realized last time was we shouldn't be afraid to close issues. And I'm talking with Eric to hopefully get the Theta bot in here to close out the stale ones anyway. So, so I took a peek at this one, and users saying that in Git, you're allowed to not use a shebang. You're allowed to use a double slash to like denote a shebang, same kind of thing. I don't think this is something we'd ever support, unless anyone feels strongly about it.
No, I don't think so. I think we have bigger problems. It could be a nice thing for first timers if they're interested in having support of this, but
we probably use a library that parses out that shebang.
But I mean, what we do is, at least in the Linux version, we just call an execv, and we pass the binary with all the arguments, everything. So it's up to the binary how to treat it. We are not parsing this in any way. So actually, it might be a problem from the system and not from the kubectl plugin itself.
Do you want to type that up?
Okay, I'll do so after I call.
Cool. Okay, next one.
So one other quick note on that last one. If you look at the version, it's 17 against a client versus a 15 server. So that version skew is not supported. And there's actually a significant number of these which are going to show the version skew is out of support, and it's hard to tell whether or not that has anything to do with it. But yeah, we'll see a lot of these with the incorrect version skew.
Yeah, that's fair. I used to run into this all the time when helping people with PHP setups, where they have the system certs way out of date. kubectl get should return non-zero value if not found. This is assigned. We can skip that one.
Well, not only is it assigned, but it's not an error. I'm not sure why it wasn't closed.
Oh. Look at you, Bailey, reading into the actual issue.
Yeah, but we've had numerous conversation around this topic. I'm not 100% sure that we will be fixing that one. There are different approaches, whether you pass a namespace or not, whether you're outcasting all or not. I'm pretty happy with the current state of world, so it's definitely to be closed as not an error.
Okay, Sean, you want to close that one?
Yep.
Awesome, thank you. Ooh. Okay, support a new kind of output. So right now you can only do the output format of wide or name when you're listing API resources. And this user wants to just be able to output the kind. They also volunteered to work on it if it's something we would take. I thought we had a global format flag where you could give it
Yes,
the
we
header.
do. Yes, we do.
So is it not, I tested it. Is it not part of the API resources? Because it doesn't show up as a help command.
I wonder how the API resources, because not all commands are following. And I think, yeah, I mean, here we could have a default one, and within a wide, we can have a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure what this new output style should be, just kind. I mean,
you want to have him take a shot at it and see what he comes up with?
I'll have a look at it and I'll comment on that issue.
Okay.
But basically, I think parsing the output is, I'll leave it to external tools, and I don't want to have this many possibilities of, you know, outputting every single field as people can come up with.
But if it's inconsistent with the rest of the commands,
yeah,
shouldn't that be brought in line? So right now, when you do like top pods or something, it only prints out the milliunits. I don't think there's a way to get this as percentage.
I would direct them to some kind of metric system. That's literally what you need to have. REST API for kubectl top pods is literally getting metrics from the server and output them. So yeah, okay. I'll comment on that one, and I'll close it as necessary.
Update customize in kubectl. So apparently the version that's baked in is different.
Yeah, there's a problem of the way Customize is currently built is built, and the fact that it relies on some of the libraries that are changing. We have circle dependencies when we're trying to bring in your version of Customize, because it relies on some parts of Kubernetes, and kubectl is inside of Kubernetes. So we're waiting for kubectl to be outside, and then we can rely on the published kube dependencies, and then we'll be able to update that one. I'm not sure if there isn't already an existing issue for updating, customizing kubectl. I'll try to find the other one and link with this and close it.
Just for clarity, if we want to, so the current version of Customize is 2.0.3, but the version at head is somewhere around 3. And so if we put those numbers in there, then anybody else who reads this will have a better idea of what's going on. But I think you're right, Machi. I think that there is already an issue for it.
Yeah, I remember Jeff discussing this some time ago during one of the SIG calls.
So I'll comment on this one and attempt to connect it to a larger issue.
Okay, thanks.
Write valid JSON from kubectl cluster info dump. Hey, Brian, it looks like you jumped on this one. Did you have any quick insight?
Yeah, let me read my comment again. I went through some of these and I tried to reproduce them. Let's see. Oh, so this is suggesting using error out, standard error for status without affecting standard out, I think is what they're saying. I mean, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, but it's like, I mean, do we use standard error consistently as that's what we write to when there's a problem? I don't know.
Yeah, I would prefer we use them consistently. The one that somebody pointed out, I would prefer to just fix it. If this is using error out, I think it might be a mistake rather than intentional usage of the error out.
Yeah, the one he's referring to, I just got rid of that in another pull request. So because it didn't seem right to be writing a message out to standard error.
Yeah,
I think really to solve this one, maybe just to get rid of that message altogether in the case of one particular case there, I guess, where they're talking about.
Maybe just delete those 3 lines that are right here.
But yeah, like if it's writing the output to an actual file, then it makes sense to say cluster info dump to file XYZ or whatever. But if the destination is standard out, we don't have to tell them, hey, we just wrote it to standard out. You know, it's there. So I think that's just, if it's standard out, then just get rid of that message that says cluster info dumped.
Do you want to take this one on, Brian, and sign it to yourself?
Sure.
Cool. All right, customize issue. Okay, so there are many versions behind. Should this be opened on customize if it's an actual issue? Or
I'm not 100% sure because what he's doing customize with pruning. And pruning is a kubectl apply thing rather than customized by itself. I'd be curious to learn if this problem still appears in the latest version, like 117 or something like that. I know that there's a lot has changed in customize over some period of time, and that period of time might be between 14 and 17. That we had the problem of updating customize, which is moving pretty fast. We're stuck at the current level for at least for some time until we get the updates.
So the way I'm reading it is he's changing an existing config map, and it changes whenever he's doing that prune. So it makes sense that he's getting his deployment rolling. I wonder if maybe he should just pass in a configuration option to disable the hashing on config maps and secrets. I think that'll get him to the behavior he wants.
All right, Bailey, you want to type that one up and I'll leave my comment off.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm right though, so check me.
Okay, so this looks like it has a open PR.
I'll have a look at it after the call.
Cool.
It looks like it was approved initially, so.
Default grace period to 0. Oh, this is an issue from you, Brian.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
heard
started
yeah.
working on it, but I wasn't really clear on what your guys' process was, so I didn't know about this meeting or that there was any sort of like triage or anything before people started working on things. But
Brian, I left you a comment earlier today
I saw
about that one to make it simpler.
I
And then, just ping me after you get it updated and we can tag it.
Cool. Thanks.
Brian, you got to join the SIG CLI mailing list.
I just did. Actually,
Awesome.
yeah, I didn't know about it, so I'm on there now.
Cool. Okay, log commands with label selectors cut logs.
Yeah, a friend of mine passed me that issue. I haven't got a chance to look into it, but I see Brian commented on it already.
Yeah, that's that's actually intended according to the help message. It's intended behavior, so it cuts. Let's see, showing all log lines, otherwise 10. So if you say you want more than 10, it'll give you more than 10, but otherwise it's only going to show you the last 10.
I think I recall some of the discussions. So we did it intentionally when we were going with this. And the reason for that was that since this was combined with the ability to use the selector can be pretty broad. And my fear was that it might select a pretty extensive number of pods, in which case we would be overwhelming the API server and the kubelets with requests for logs. So I decided to have some reasonable limit to start with, but there is the ability to change this, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say that it definitely should be changed. I was more just kind of trying to explain why that was happening, but I don't know. Either way.
I'll probably just comment on this one and then I'll get it closed, most probably.
Whoa. Logs command with label selector option. Brian, you didn't address this in your PR recently, did you?
No, I don't think so. I think the one I did one for plugins that was similar, I think. There's probably a few of these related to different things that are similar to this. I didn't really look at anything other than the plugins.
Yeah, that seems like a fair improvement to have in the kubectl logs. But
Okay. All right, we're almost back to January. Not allow extra scopes with auth provider args. So I guess it's not taking an array or handling it correctly.
Maybe the arg parsing is messing up because of the commas, because it says invalid auth provider arg format foo bar. I wonder if they just quoted that or something, if it would help, but in their command line, but I don't know.
Yeah, it says auth provider arg should take an array. So maybe their syntax is off, or Bailey, you wanna play with that one, see if you can get it working, or anyone else?
I'll take it.
Cool. It might just be. It says it takes an array, so it should take a list somehow.
Yeah, I was just searching for the test for it.
Nice. This one. Okay, this one has an open PR. Heapster was long ago deprecated, right?
oh yeah.
This can probably be closed since dry run server addresses it.
Yeah, I would close it.
Okay. Sean, you got that one?
Sure. It's the
I'm just,
/ validate / dry run.
yeah, I'm just closing it.
Oh, okay, great.
think the user said he wanted to take this one on, or someone else said they wanted to take it on. It's a foot gun. I mean, that's a tough one.
We had this discussion several times, and you just need to be very careful. I had a stab at it. I remember I closed at least 1 or 2 issues related to similar thing. It is just one fix. I'll comment and I'll find the reference PR where we said that we are not going to do this.
Okay.
Is there anywhere else in kube control that where it actually prompts somebody? Isn't I mean it's pretty much largely a non-interactive thing, right?
We're not.
Hey,
Darren?
it looks like the extra scopes field might be deprecated from a while ago. I'm not really familiar with the deprecation way to respond to people in issues. Like if they've got a problem, it looked like he was on 17, so I kind of expected the whole thing to blow up.
Which issue you're talking about, Bowie?
Which one?
The auth provider field.
This one, 807.
Yeah. So I'm looking at in the code in Kubernetes oidc.go line 128. It says auth provider field deprecated. Refresh request doesn't send scopes. I'll keep working on this one, but if it does turn out to be deprecated and he's on version 117, I think it's a bug that it didn't give him the right error.
Yeah, that seems legit.
Okay.
Mache, I definitely want to read the thread on this one because have you ever sat on support tickets where users just shoot themselves in the foot? Like, as designers of UX, we should be preventing that.
Oh yeah, I did. I mean, what we had, so the ticket that I was working on was that somebody invoked kubectl delete a particular namespace, and then afterwards they pass -- all in hope that they are removing just one namespace, whereas they removed all of them. To make the stuff worse, they were cluster admins. So they literally removed everything from the cluster.
Oh.
And that's one of the reasons where I came up with the solution to this one. But we were hesitant, and we figured out that it will be best to, I don't know, have some kind of admission. And on top of that, just be careful when you're invoking delete all and you're a cluster admin. That's literally that kind of a response. There were some ideas about how we might want to approach this one, but nobody actually took a step at it.
Reminds me of if you do like rm-rf root, like /.
Yeah.
It doesn't let you unless you toss no preserve root flag on there. So it prevents you from shooting yourself in the foot there.
It does. I know.
That's a tough one. All right, what do we got? Random ordering. Oh, this is very similar to something else we had, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm fine with someone submitting a PR where they, oh, there's an open PR already. I'll have a look at it after the call.
Cool. So one of the things I realized earlier is people still open kubectl issues on the Kubernetes repo, and we haven't even touched that yet.
Yeah.
We've only been doing these.
I'm aware of those.
Okay.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
Hi, this is Karthik. I'm actually a newbie. Can I have some opinions on this random ordering?
have a look at the PR. There's an open PR already.
Okay, got it.
Have a look and comment on the PR itself. If you have some ideas or comments, that would be the best to get the PR directed in the right
Got it.
way.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Short name ghosting deleted CRD. So you commented on this, Mache.
I did. That's from the last meeting, and I see the reply was that it was very short, so less than a minute, which basically means the cache did not get a chance to invalidate.
You want to close it then if
Yeah,
it's not an
will
issue?
do.
Cool. Customized versioning. Is this the main issue or? Oh.
That's not quite right, because customized, that would have to be customized, would have to be a plugin, and it's not. It is just embedded directly in some of the commands through -k flag. I'm not sure if we're gonna provide any particular information. That literally would require us to provide information about every library that we use. So just
Yeah, but shouldn't that be a pass-through to customize itself? Or
no, because customize is not embedded the way you would expect. Customize
Gotcha.
is not a subcommand under kubectl. You can have customize by itself report its version, but customize is not a subcommand of kubectl, I think, but I might be wrong.
Sean, would you know better on that?
Oh, I was wrong.
So off the top of my head, no. I think we should just note that apparently customized versioning within kubectl and even outside seems to be something that our users are having problems with.
Yeah. Get events watch.
Yeah, we already commented on that one. Just not closing that one yet, because it's a thing. It'll just happen.
Is
Instead of
there
like,
another issue we can tie it to? Because this kep looks like it's closed or merged.
there should be a enhancements issue tracking this one, and it should be linked from the kep itself, if I remember correctly. So I was opening that one.
All right, I'll take a look at that after. This one. Oh, they are way behind on versions here. Is 17 the lowest we support right now, or is it 16?
16 or eventually 15, if I remember correctly, seeing the release versions.
Okay.
Nothing more than
leave it
that.
at 17. So this was 404 links, and there's an open PR.
Yeah. So what's the SLA for reviews? Right, January 20th. And if you just look at the changes in that commit, pretty simple. It looked okay to me.
I would not say we have any SLA, and let me tag the PR.
Okay.
It looks okay.
Did it notify the right people? Oh, I see. They didn't.
I wouldn't
Well,
bet on GitHub notifications.
yeah.
With my own, it is almost impossible to go through them all.
Yeah. Well, they never assigned you, so you never got notified.
Even if they did, it would be hard to get. It's hard. It's easier to just go through them and.
So I just hit each link and all of them resolve. The PR, the green.
Cool. Yeah, Mache approved it.
Yeah, I'm just tagging that one.
Thank you.
Create deployment.
There's a PR that Tim already commented on that one.
Okay, awesome. And then set last applied. I don't think I've ever used that before.
So set last applied, there are actually 3 commands that have to do with the last applied annotation. And it's usually surgery you have to do inside when you've gotten into a bad state. The last applied annotation is just a version that was applied last. It's used for the 3-way merge. If you're using anything with these last applied annotation commands, then usually you've somehow gotten your objects into a bad state.
So it looks like we hit this one last time and we determined it would be closed by server-side apply. Okay, I remember these issues from last time. This was legit. Yeah, someone needed to take that on. Install from source.
These are described in, yeah.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this. Did we say we were going to hold off because of the whole staging situation?
But the build process will not change.
Well, right now they can do like what, make what equals command kubectl in the main repo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you don't even need to actually say what equals, just make kubectl will create it.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's correct as well.
Should we add something to the README to close this, or just close it?
I'll respond on this and close it, telling him to that the current make is still within the core Kubernetes, and it's just a target within the make file there.
Cool. Okay. This was the same kind of thing. Yeah, this still says it's using dep.
Oh, hey, I sent a PR for that, but I guess I didn't link it back to the original story.
If you can, or just ping me on Slack and let's get it merged.
Awesome. And yeah, ping, close the issue 2. Label node did not remove label. Oh, I remember we talked about this one. So user didn't reply.
I'm inclined to close this issue. We haven't heard from him for the past 2 months. And he clearly stated in the last comment of his that it was just on AWS because he was not able to reproduce this on OpenStack, which basically means it is not a kubectl problem, but an environmental issue. As in he's having some kind of a process running on the cluster that's...
Cool, +1.
Yeah, that was closed by Jordan. I think we can close the kubectl issue as well.
Cool. Okay, Brian, looks like you pinged them for this, and they did not reply yet.
I think I tried it and couldn't see the problem. I can't remember why I asked that, but I think I might have tried it for a minute and didn't see it. So I was like, well, I'd like to know what version they're using.
Okay, so I guess leave it for next time or FetaBot to close if they don't respond.
Yeah.
Okay, I say we close this one because it's been 30 days.
Yeah. closing it.
Cool. Okay, that's valid. Someone just needs to take that on.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That looks like a good first issue if anyone wants one.
I'll I'll take a look at that and I'll comment back if I need some help.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just closing that one
Cool.
based on what Haley commented.
I think we had a bunch of those. I say we close this one to 769. Oh, we do have Fate about running. Everything's good.
Awesome.
Okay, so user says this is still broken.
Would need to see. Yeah, that looks like a good first time issue.
I can take that one.
Okay.
Awesome.
You got it. If you have any questions on that, just you could ping me on Slack. I'm Sean S3, Sean Sullivan.
All right, thanks.
Numbers that 762, 761. Okay, we got like 7 minutes. Let's maybe this is the last one and then we can debrief.
There was no response. So just
Oh, plus one
leave
to
it
close.
yeah, or we can close.
Oh yeah, we have FetaBot now, but FetaBot
Yeah, we
takes a
do.
long time.
It does.
Okay, this one.
I'm inclined to close this one as well. Haven't heard from the author since November.
This looks like a support question more than anything. Okay, we can squeeze one more. Not found output.
Oh, I think there's a PR about this one. And there's there's no agreement about the direction of the output. I'm strongly against having some weird conditions like this. And I haven't heard back from the author. So this should be closed soon-ish if the author doesn't
I had
respond.
a look at this one, at the previous one, and it seems easy to change that message. But I don't know if you want to close it anyway.
Page. Are you going to close the PR too, Mache, or?
I'll leave it for the bot.
Cool. Will the bot close PRs?
Yes,
Okay.
they will go through the usual freeze, rotten phases, and then they will get closed if nobody refreshed them.
Cool. So we managed to hit November. And there's still quite a few issues past that. It's the oldest one. Okay, some of these are actually frozen from FetaBot. Maybe next time we should start at the other end and work forward.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would allow us to close the oldest ones.
Yeah. We can always tackle it from both sides too.
True.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for coming. We want to do this again in a month.
That is
Okay, I'll
correct.
send out a recurring invite then, or I'll coordinate with SIG Contribx so I don't have to email everybody every time.
Most probably you'll have to add the invite to the main Kubernetes calendar
Okay,
and send it out to Kubernetes SIG CLI
cool.
as well. Thanks for putting it together, Eddie. Thank you all. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks everyone for
Bye.
coming.
Thanks.
you.
Bye.